The morning of June 20th, welcome the 112 registered participants of the Sharps 97 FROG Whitehall Duathlon with warm and humid conditions to contend with over the White Lake Racing Association's Whitehall Duathlon course. That course consists of a 5K run, a 36K bike, and then a second 5K run. Returning to defend their titles today, overall champions in 92, Brian Stauffer of Holland and Laurel Shihak of Muskegon. Stauffer will face competition today from John Vandersloot, number 161 of Rockford, and in the purple top there, Joe Legak out of Waukegan, Illinois, wearing number 178. Also always in contention for that overall spot, Andrew Snyder, now residing in Mount Pleasant. Snyder wearing the checkered biker's jersey next to Laura Shihak. Other competitors in today's race. Walking forward, John Calcutt, a Masters competitor from Comstock Park. Number 145, Bruce Miller out of Russell, Ohio. Brian Stauffer getting in the last few seconds of warm-up before the start of this race, with race director Tom Clark in the background providing final instructions for today's competition. These competitors ready themselves for anywhere from 1 1/4 to 2 hours worth of physical exertion.
Once again, I just want to remind you that drafting marshal here handy will kind of introduce it to you. I'm not going to challenge you to do it, but we're going to be out there at different spots out of the course. Year 8 rider is here on my right, your left, former USCM official.
Tom Clark is just moments away from getting this race started.
I appreciate everybody coming out. I want you to have a safe race. When you get to intersections and when you get to stop signs, please slow down. Pavement may be wet, there may be a little sand. Good race and a safe race. Mark?
And there's a starting gun for the 1993 Sharps 97 FROG Whitehall Duathlon as these competitors begin their first 5K run, which will take them around one large block. We're going to pick them up at approximately the 3-mile mark. We're at approximately the 3-mile mark where these competitors are making their way down a long straightaway before their final turn into the transition area. Leading this race through the final yards of this first 5K, he's got at least a 20-second lead, is Jeff Granger out of Ypsilanti. Second place is being held by Joe Legak out of Waukegan, Illinois. Then he's followed by 164, Carl Kapperman of Kalamazoo. Then it's the defending champion, Brian Stauffer. All these major contenders for this title today, followed by John Vandersloot out of Rockford.
159.
Then it's Chris Miller from Grand Rapids. Miller's followed by John Myers in the lime green with Jim Janicki now of Williamston. And they're followed by Mike Chinoki out of Wyoming, Andy Snyder out of Mount Pleasant now, and then closely behind them, Ken switch from running to biking as fast and as smoothly as they possibly can, hoping they can get out onto the bike course without any equipment problems. Jeff Granger's 15:48 run time has given him a 24-second lead, but he's losing most of that time by having a slow transition. Into the transition rack comes Joe Legat and Carl Kapperman, and then it's Brian Stauffer.
I remind you to watch the...
Legat has had an extremely fast transition, as well as Brian Stauffer. They're coming out. They're on the road before Granger. They're 1 and 2 as they start this ride into this 22-plus miles of biking. Granger's in number 3 now. Coming out, Carl Kapperman. In the pits, John Vandersloot. Having a fast transition also, comes out. They'll start their rides in 4th and 5th position. Mile mark with little more than 1 mile left to go to reach the transition area. First place rider Brian Stauffer has already gone through after powering himself into the lead by over 1.5 minutes. Coming through now, John Vandersloot, working his way up this hill, having put himself into 2nd place with a strong bike leg. Third biker into the final mile, and here comes the 4th biker around the curve. We'll see who these individuals are as they crest this long, gradual incline. Third through this point, Andy Snyder from Mountain Pleasant. Working hard up this incline. It looks like Joe Legat out of Waukegan, Illinois. With 1 mile of biking left. And his running speed, we'll see if Legat can overtake Snyder or Vandersloot in the final 5K run. 1993 Sharps, 97 FROG Whitehall Duathlon. They have to get their running muscles functioning again. And with 0.6 of a mile to the finish line, 1992 defending champion Brian Stauffer coming through has an almost insurmountable lead. John Vandersloot making his way through 2.5 miles, retaining his 2nd place in this race, but he's a good 2 minutes behind Stauffer. Joe Legat coming through has used his running skills to overtake Andrew Snyder and put himself into 3rd place, 1 minute and 38 seconds back of Vandersloot. .48 seconds behind Legat. Andy Snyder comes through this 2.5 mile mark. Snyder now in 4th place, headed towards the finish line. 5K runs.
Brian Stauffer from Holland.
Winning today for the 2nd consecutive year, Brian Stauffer out of Holland, Michigan, and won 2010. Coming in off the bike ride, Jan Jacobs, Scott Ellard, Greg Welton. Second today will go to John Vandersloot, headed into the finish from Rockford. He'll finish up in 1:22.18. Finishing up in 3rd place, Joe Legat out of Waukegan, Illinois, in 1:23.58, while also taking 2nd in the 25 to 29-year-old age group. Headed in on 4th place, rounding out those top 4 competitors is Andy Snyder in 1:24.58, as Damon Matson finishes his biking. Making a great comeback in this race, Jeff Granger out of Ypsilanti, finishing up 5th overall in 1:26.08 to take the 20 to 24-year-old championship today.